Can you imagine planting 1 million trees in a single day? That might sound like an impossible goal, but thanks to developments at this new state-of-the-art tree nursery in Scotland, it is now very much a reality. Owned and operated by Forestry and Land Scotland, Newton Nursery can trace its history all the way back to 1931, but a recent investment of nearly £27 million has created this new facility, which contains what is believed to be the largest glasshouse growing trees in the UK. And that's not all.
So the facility here is a redevelopment. So Newton Nursery has actually been here on this site since 1931. We've been here for nearly 100 years. The last time there was any development work here was probably in the early 80s. So the facilities that are just over the road were very, very tired and were probably designed to facilitate about 3 to 4 million trees production a year. They were managing to produce about 7 million a year. We realised that actually forestry nursery sector in general across the UK just did not have the capacity need to meet the woodland creation targets and the sustainable forestry targets that we have. And so over the last 4 years we've been constructing what is now, we believe, the biggest glasshouse growing trees in the UK. We've invested heavily in the Tape for Trees technology, which allows us to produce 19 million trees a year from here at the nursery. The glasshouse at the moment has about 5 million trees in it. We have already had 8 million of the Tape for Trees that were sown in here in February and germinated, and they've now made their way out to the field. So they'll spend the next 12 to 18 months out in our fields before they're dispatched as bare root stock, and the cell-grown stock that's in here will be here for varying by species, but probably the next 12 months before being dispatched as cell-grown stock to the forests.
By now you might be wondering just what Tape for Trees, an industry first and one of the key features of Newton Nursery, is. Bryony helpfully outlined how it all works.
So this is the Tape for Trees technology that we've been talking about a lot today. So I've just ripped off a little sample there if you'd like to have a little look. So each one of those pockets holds a seed and enough growing medium for the tree to be sustained for the first 4 months of its life. So in the glasshouse, these are packed into trays like this. So when these trays are fully filled, we can get 810 trees within this. And as you can see, it's on a continuous ribbon, but very, very densely packed.
The trees are placed into the glasshouse for around 12 weeks and until they are 5 to 10 centimetres tall. Special machinery is then used to plant up to 1 million per day.
This one has been in the field for no more than 3 or 4 weeks now, and you can see how long the roots already are. The tree kind of, as soon as it hits the ambient environment of the field, grows really quickly, but grows vertically downwards because the tape is kind of training the roots to come downwards from the bottom of the tape. So this is a tree that's been in the ground for a year now. So you can see again, it's growing really healthily. The tape is still intact, but it is not affecting the root growth there at all. And then finally, this is stock that will be ready to dispatch later this season. So this has been in the ground since 2023. And again, the tape is still there and intact, but it's not stopping the root growth at all. And we're really, really happy with the quality of trees we get out. One of the benefits of them being able to plant 1 million trees in a day is that what used to take us maybe 4 months, we can now do in just 2 weeks. And there's a real genuine benefit to that because previously we would see a tangible difference in the trees that were planted in May to the trees that were planted in September. And because now we plant everything within 2 weeks in May or June, by the time it gets to lifting, we have an entirely homogeneous stock where the trees are all the same size, and it means grading is so much quicker. And actually grading is probably one of the most labour-intensive parts of the nursery process.
Scotland's First Minister was among the special guests at Newton Nursery for the official opening, and he outlined why the Scottish Government had invested in the site.
Government also has to make sure that we support the forestry sector with the investment to sustain that activity in the years to come. And that's an integral part of our action on climate change, which has got to be sustained by the Scottish Government.
But do today's politicians understand just how important productive forestry is?
We understand that in the Scottish Government, hence the decision that we've taken to invest £26 million in this facility so that there can be the capacity and the capability here in Murrayshire to fuel the growth of tree planting within Scotland, because that is necessary to achieve our climate action targets. It will also help us to boost and strengthen the rural economy. So all of these factors fit together in a way that is really purposeful and positive for the future of Scotland and the achievement of our climate targets.
Here just now, this is what we're doing.
This investment allows us to know that we have the trees that we need to plant the forests of the future. Wherever we have a harvesting site, we absolutely need to replace those trees, and to do it sustainably, we need to plant more trees than we're harvesting. We need to harvest trees because as humans, we need timber. We need it for buildings, we need it for packaging, we need it for shipping. What we can do here at the nursery is produce and have a really reliable, good quality supply of young trees to be sustainably replacing trees that are used for the timber industry.